Exactly. That's a very difficult save to make. Engel is actually such an amazing all-around player. She was planning on being the setter for this Texas team until they had a foreign recruit back out of it, and so they had to scramble, and Coker took over.
Fawcett with the ripper. Julianne Fawcett.
And you see the big smile she has on her face. We did not see that at Texas when she was struggling at all. Texas got to be really happy that she's playing with this much confidence. The weight of having to control the ball passing off her shoulders.
Double-figure kills now for Julianne. Overpass, Barbosa gets it. Point for the senior from Long Beach, who used to go watch Long Beach State play. Went with her mother to go see Misty May, who's one of her idols.
And I think it was actually during the year 1998 when Misty May led Long Beach to the first ever undefeated season. Penn State now trying to become the 4th team to ever do that.
Of course, Misty May able to win the gold medal on the beach this past summer with Kerry Walsh, who played at Stanford. Stanford had 3 Olympians. They had a couple of indoor players as well, in Logan Tom and Gunnar Nomani. Those aren't the kind of numbers cards that they were hoping for.
No, those have been 2 big reasons why Stanford's been so consistent. Made the finals the last 2 years, but they have to get them going. If they lose this set, they're going to have to make some adjustments in the 10-minute break before set number 3.
Fawcett off the head of the block. Point Texas.
Fawcett's made a nice adjustment. The tape I've seen and the live games I've seen of her earlier this year, hitting a lot of angle. Tonight we see her going high hands down the line much more effectively.
She is all jacked up, and Texas is on top in the second. Back here at the national semifinals, Texas leading Stanford 1-0, and they are on top of the Cardinal here in the second. Best 3 of 5 for the championship. Terrific start for the freshman setter, Michelle Coker, for Texas.
And she's been really mixing it up. It is hard on a team of so many stars to keep everybody happy. You have to distribute the ball well. And if you go to Pelini sometimes in transition, that'll tie down blockers in certain areas. Then it opens things up for players like Ashley Engel and Julianne Fawcett on the outside. Coker doing a tremendous job.
Big 12 Freshman of the Year playing in her first national semifinal, and she is leading her team to a .304 hitting percentage. Like in baseball, if you're a 300 hitter, you're doing real well. And Stanford well below their season average. Look at that. As both Barbosa and Akinrado Karcher hitting 0 right now. And
Akinrado has not had an attempt yet this game. All 10 of her attempts were in the first set, not the second. Have to get her the ball.
Hooker out of the back, overpass to Pelini. Barbosa there defensively. Coker sets it wide to Fawcett, and she's stuffed.
Right into her foot, but it still went into the net. There was a slight chance that that could have been played if the Stanford players, the Texas players were a little lower. The ball can hit any part of your body.
Couple points in a row now for Stanford out of that timeout. Akinrado to serve. Coker. Quick one to Pelini for the kill. The NCAA Women's Volleyball Championship continues from Omaha Saturday, December 20th at 8 Eastern with the championship on ESPN2. For more information on the 2008 NCAA Women's Volleyball Championship, go to ncaa.com. It's the official online home for all 88 NCAA championships. Winner of this one will take on either Nebraska or Penn State. That's coming up in our second national semifinal. You can check that out on ESPN2. And you can check out a Penn State lineup that includes 6 All-Americans on the floor and a Nebraska team that comes in off of that huge win that come from behind victory in the region final. And there are the Nittany Lions checking out the action.
A miracle finish to come back from down 9-3 in the 5th set, scored 9 straight points and went on to win by 2.
That's what the Huskers did against the Huskies, winning in Seattle in one of the best comebacks in NCAA tournament history as Texas gets a point off the block. All year long, Jared Elliott's been preaching about how they need to embrace the challenge of winning a championship. He thought, you know, in years past they were a little tight in the region finals because they were so looking forward to the opportunity. They made it to the region finals, couldn't break through, and this year they finally found a way to do it.
Last year was a particularly bitter loss, losing to USC, being favored and losing 3-0 after thinking, wow, finally we can make a national semifinal.
Hooker. Boom. Destiny Hooker with another kill.
But that loss to USC, I think, has served to motivate a lot of the players. Engels talked about it. It took her a long time to get over that, but it served them well in the spring, in the fall, August, during those double days, going hard to try to come back from that and get at least a round further.
18 kills now for Hooker and Fawcett, the two players that Elliott knew would have to be big for them tonight. Okoba has it sent back by Jennifer Doris, the 6'5" sophomore from Houston. She had 11 blocks in their region semifinal win over UCLA.
Been a real force for them. Elliott calls her a grinder, works really hard, gets available, just very consistent at the net. Keeps her mistakes down.
Barbosa trying to fire up her team.
And that may be one of the Stanford strategies. Try to move Barbosa around to different areas along the net. If she's having trouble on the left sideline, move her 10 feet in. Move her right to the middle of the court.
Coker a long way to go, and Texas will get the point. Akinrado reached over the net.
Akinrado is just trying to figure out a way to get involved in this game. Still not a single attempt in this second set. Got 10 the first time. 3 kills, 3 errors.
Just 10 attempts this entire match. Long on the serve, point to Stanford. Aaron Waller will serve. She'll be heading overseas next quarter. She's an international relations major. She'll be going to Spain to study abroad. A requirement for that major at Stanford. Engel right down the middle.
And that's an angle that Engel likes to hit a lot. She comes in and it looks like it's going to go toward one sideline, but then she goes outside her shoulder and hits it right back where she came from. Teams have to be aware of that, as blockers have to be reaching to their right.
Texas trying to move to 2-0. And that would be bad for Stanford. In the 27-year history of this tournament, no team has rallied from down 2 in the national semifinals to come back to win. Polini dug up twice. Barbosa. Barbosa again, ricochets off angle. Coker, the back set to Ashley, no.
Good touch on the block by Barbosa, though.
Akinrado sliding behind and finally gets a swing.
Boy, it's one of those matches for Barbosa, though. Every swing she's taken just seems to be coming up off the defense. They're blocking her, they're digging her. It's been very much a struggle, but the great ones, even if they can't put the ball away, she did what she did there. Keeps the rest of her game going, the passing, the blocking, and she deflected that, created an opportunity for her team to win a point.
Timeout Texas, they lead 22-17. They won the opening set 25-20. National semifinals here at the Quest Center in Omaha. And the winner of this one will take on the winner of Nebraska and Penn State. Two powerhouses. They are the last two national champions. Penn State winning it last year, Nebraska winning it 2 years ago. And of course, the Nittany Lions are chasing history. They haven't even dropped a set, much less a match, all year long.
That has never happened, that a team went through the regular season. There have been 3 other undefeated teams, but each of those teams lost 6 to 8 sets in the regular season. Penn State did not. This is going to be the streak buster match because Nebraska has not lost in nearly 100 matches in the state of Nebraska. Penn State hasn't lost in 62 straight matches.
And as you can imagine, with the success of these two programs and some of the history that they have, they don't particularly care for one another all that much. There's a respect there, certainly, But boy, they love knocking each other out of the tournament. John Cook already has a couple of national championships, most recently in this building in '06. And Russ Rose, a former Nebraska assistant back in the late '70s, he's got a couple titles as well, as including last year's.
Got his master's degree here, mastered really the art, one of the first to really start taking seriously the statistics of volleyball. So he now keeps his own set of stats on the bench as the match is progressing.
Angle crushes it, point Texas. And it's interesting, Karch, to hear other coaches talk about this Penn State program. They play like a men's team. They play like an all-star team.
And Coach Mike Hebert from Minnesota told us earlier this year, we had 10,200 fans out there going crazy. We thought we had a great game plan, and they flicked us away like a bug. They were so good. I've never seen something like that in 31 years of coaching.
Oh, by the way, Minnesota was the #6 seed in the tournament,
exactly.
So they were no slouches. Blocked by Texas, so Akinrado tries the tip. Angle. Free ball, Stanford. Lichtman looking for Kleinman. Here comes Hooker out of the back. Fishburne with the pass. Barbosa tried to go over the top. Pelini got it. Akinrado, another long rally. Fawcett against the double block. Kleinman. Tip's got a piece of it. Hooker out of the back. Oh, Destiny Hooker with the kill.
The long rally, a little surprise. Stanford only put one blocker up against her, now notching her 9th kill. But part of that was because only Akinrado here goes up to block. Lichtman chooses to stay down, maybe looking for the tip. Went right where she would have been blocking.
Set point for Texas. Denied one there. Longhorns have them lined up, and remember, you go up 2-0 in the national semis, you win the match. Never in the 27 years of this tournament has a team come back from 0-2 and win to move on to the finals.
But Nebraska was down that same situation at Washington just last weekend. It is possible.
Fawcett, good. Texas goes up 2-zip. Fawcett with 12 kills. Hooker with 9 to lead the way for the Longhorns.